Good morning, stamping friends. How are you this morning? I just have my phone here quick. I want to make sure that everything goes live and we have sound and oh yeah, all the good stuff, right? Right? Happy Saturday. I hope you have a hot cup of coffee or a hot cup of tea or whatever it is that you love. Be sure to comment, like, and share. And I can see that we're working. I just want to make sure that we have sound. And you guys, it's all working. This is such good news. Okay, so that being said, hello, hello, hello. Welcome to episode 398 of Copy and Create with Brenda. I am Brenda Hillard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I am located in North Central Minnesota. You'll see that I have my host code up here again. Host codes are still working out, and there are still host gifts if you place an order with me each month. I'm a little behind on those, so don't panic. I know that I have things sitting out there, but we'll get those straightened out, okay? Okay. Better turn a little more light. It seems kind of how's that? Good, 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 right? All right. So here we are. Just waiting for some people to hop on. Let's see what we've got going. I can see we've got a few. If you're out there, say good morning. I'd love to hear from you. And like I said, be sure to like and share. Comments are welcome. So I'm going to flip down to my workstation and we'll get started. Okay. Okay. I have a slippery sliding mess. Anyway, a couple of things. I said this last week as well, but the annual catalog is retiring. The last chance um, products have been listed. Also, the mini catalog will be retiring the end of this month. The last chance products are listed for that as well. You guys, I cannot emphasize enough right now to go out and check the online exclusives. There's many things that have carried over, and there's many things that have moved to the online exclusive. So you need to check that out. Go to Stampin' Up! You can click actually on any of my links, but go out to stampinup.com. Make sure that you're shopping with me when you place your order, because if you are not, it goes to another demonstrator and there's no recalling that. And right now, with all the changes that are happening at Stampin' Up!, and I know this sounds a little weird to say, I guess I don't really mean it because I know that you guys are all my faithful friends, customers, stamping buddies, whatever. But I am feeling a little bit uncertain about my ability um, to stay as a lead. Let's say that as a leader in Stampin' Up! Just with all the changes. Good morning, Janine. Good morning, Ginger. Good morning, Beth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm just kind of whining a little bit about, not really whining, but I'm just informing my friends, my family, my customers, my stamping buddies that there are a lot of changes coming down the pike with Stampin' Up! So when you place online orders, be sure that you're shopping with me. And it's how you do that is you can do find a demonstrator and then you select me, or use my shopping link. That will take you directly to my online store. But like I was saying, be sure to check out the online exclusives. There's lots of good stuff going there. And it feels like we're kind of moving to the online store rather than having actual catalogs. And you'll see what I mean when you get the new catalog that's coming out. It's very different. It's more like a magazine, and I will do a walkthrough for my customers once you receive your catalog. Good morning, Debbie from Hayward, Wisconsin. I hear that you guys have got some creative juices flowing over there in Wisconsin. All right, you guys. So these are the two catalogs that are retiring. If you still have things on your wish list, now is the time to grab them. Okay. All right. So let's get started. You know how I've been showing you the adhesive sheets, right? From Stampin' Up, and I've given you some tips and tricks. I do have some on order. This is what I have left out of my adhesive sheets. I've used them. They're well loved in my stamping studio. So I do have a piece of basic white that has the adhesive sheet back on it. All right. And this measures 4 by 5 1/4. I have another piece of basic white that measures 3 3/4 by 5. And remember, I put all of my measurements out on um, my YouTube channel in the description down below. So you'll get all the measurements there and all of the links to the supplies for in my online store. So that's another good way. I have just a scrap strip of basic white, and this is a 1-inch strip. We'll be die cutting that, but I just wanted you to know the width. I went ahead and cut. Well, I thought I had 3. Yeah, I did. I cut 3 leaves, and I'll show you that die set here in just a minute. So we have 3 leaves. I have a piece of designer series paper. This is the uh, irresistible, irresistible designer series paper. And I have a piece that's just big enough to cover the flap on my envelope. We'll be doing that. So this measures 6, and I think this one was 2 3/4. Check it out. Yeah, it is, but you can get by with 2 1/2. I think I just had that piece and decided to use it. I have another piece of that designer series paper, and this measures um 5 1/4. No, I'm sorry, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It's going to cover um the. Is that right? Yeah, that is right. It's going to cover the entire card front, and then I have a piece of the You guys, I'm losing my marbles today. That is the soft Seafoam, and that is a standard card base cut at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. So let's give our card base a good fold. I'm going to match up my edges, fold those in place, and then I'm just going to use my bone folder along the score line, and that way I get nice even edges on my card. Okay? All right. So those are our paper products. Let's bring in this set is retiring, which is really quite sad. These leaves are beautiful, and they put all the veining in the leaves. And there's this smaller one, which this is what I used to cut out 3 leaves. And then there's the bigger aspen leaf as well. Leaf. And then there's these birch trees. I think they look like birch trees. I suppose they could be something else. This die is beautiful, and I'm going to show you how it works here in just a minute. So the aspen tree dies, those are retiring. I'm going to be using one of the sentiments from the Wonderful Thoughts. The Wonderful Thoughts did carry over, and I love this sentiment for sympathy cards. It says, I'll listen to your silence when words are just too much. And then I'm so happy that this set carried over because it's absolutely beautiful, and I feel like I didn't use it as much as I should. I use the background dye on many cards. Have some coffee, Brenda. I have a cup for you here. I know. I have coffee here too. I just not doing. Oh, Mary Alice, I love. She says that they're busy creating in their Hayward retreat. Um, yeah, the wild ferns carried over. This set and the dyes are absolutely beautiful. I'm going to be using just this little rectangular die for this card. And then I am going to be using this sentiment with the heartfelt condolences. So here we go. All right. First of all, I want to bring in my die cutting machine because we're on that piece of, this is the one that measures 4 by 5 1/4. I do have adhesive sheet attached to the back of that already. And you'll see in just a minute here after I die cut that I can peel that backing off, and it makes the trees here um, into a sticker. And that works really nice for laying that down. So let me bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I like using this no slip self liner, and let's see, we're kind of close. All right, you'll get the idea here. So I've got my well loved cutting plates, as you can see, and I've got my piece of 4 by 5 1/4 basic white with the adhesive sheet. I'm just going to line that up on there, and we're going to run that through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And I'm going to roll it through until it clicks. Yep. And now I'm going to roll it back through just to give it an extra cut because we do have the cardstock and the adhesive sheet on there, and I wanted to make sure that it cut it out well. While I have this here, I am going to cut my little rectangle too. And this rectangle, like I said, is from the wild fern size. I'm going to run that through, and then we can be done die cutting. I had a little something on my cutting plate. Maybe be okay. Once I stamp on it, it'll be all right. All right. So I had somebody ask me the other day, they were like, my plates, they warp. And I find that if I store it like this with the rollers on the platform with my plates, it helps keep them nice and flat and keep them from bowing. Okay. Mary Alice, I wonder if I'm going to get all of those crazy captions today. Last week was hilarious. So if you see stuff come up that sounds inappropriate, it's not of my doing. It's the captions that are put on to Facebook. Now you can see I'm just kind of picking out all of these. And I probably wouldn't really have to do this, except that, I don't know, when I take the backing off, they'd probably just fall out themselves. I always find that this little one over here, you need a pokey tool. And then this one up here, it cuts it through, but then it kind of keeps it on that edge. And I've had that for a while, and I don't know if I did something to my die or if my die was maybe a little bit defective. But as you saw me do there, I just poked it through and then cut it with my snip, and it works beautifully. So not to worry. This, you know how you get all these pieces in your die? You do know that if you drop it kind of with some authority, it knocks all those pieces out of your die, and then you have this fine little mess. But okay. All right, get rid of those. So now this is a sticker. Let me bring in our piece of designer series paper. And again, this one measured 4 1/4 by 5 because I want it to cover the entire front or the entirety of my card base. So now I'm just going to take off this adhesive sheet, the backing for it. And now I have this whole thing is a sticker. And is what I want to do is I want to make sure that my borders are as equal as I can get them, and then I'm just going to put them down on that sheet of paper like that. These colors are so light. I don't know how well they're showing up on the video, but so now I'm going to take my stamp and seal, put it across like so, and I'm going to just match this up to my card front. So the front of my card is going to look like this. And here's the back of it. Oh, yeah, Beth, I have seen some of your beautiful cards. Mary Alice says I seem to have a better translator today. Ooh, this is good news. All right, so there's the front of the card. And you guys, this one is really, really very simple, but I think you'll agree with me when you see the finished product that it's really quite pretty. All right, so I told you I was using the sentiment, this heartfelt condolences comes from the wild ferns. I'm just going to ink that up and then stamp onto my die cut. Rectangle. Okay. And then before I put my ink away, I'm going to bring the insert to my card. And this is where I'm going to use that beautiful sentiment from the wonderful thought. And I'm just going to stamp that right up here. Okay. So our insert and our rectangle. Let's see what people have got going. Yes, the words are coming across funny. Today, wild fern is wild burn. Oh boy. Well, I guess maybe I need to enunciate better. I don't know. All right, let's bring out some Stampin' Dimensionals. And I'm just going to add those to our sentiment here. That. And I love how this Hello Irresistible Designer Series paper with the leaves, I love how that looks behind the trees. It just gives it like such a pop. And then I'll show you something. I'm going to put this down in the bottom right corner. And then, I told you I cut out those 3 leaves. Well, because this is double-sided paper, so this side is just like what do I want to say, kind of a fade. And it's got some white spots and then blotchy is, I guess, a good word. So I am able to flip these over as well as using the leafy side. So is what I want to do is I'm going to put just some liquid glue on one of the leaves, and I'm going to put it down just like that. And now this one, I'm going to use the leafy side, and I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals just right down the center. And these leaves, I don't know if you can see it or not, but the die cut actually put like the veining for the leaf in there. They're so pretty. And I'm just going to add the leaves to the corner of my sentiment. Janine said, love this. I really need to remember to use the sticky sheets. Yeah, they are a huge time saver. And the other thing I love about them is that you don't have the glue edges, like if the glue oozes out. So there's the leaves, there's the front of our card. And then I had that last um, leaf. I had cut out 3 of them. And so I'm just going to add that right in by my sentiment and take my stamp and seal And I can add that to the inside of my card. And then last but not least, we do our matchy envelope, right? So I just want my silicone sheet. That way I don't get adhesive all over my glass mat. How many of you got a glass mat during celebration? I am loving my glass mat. I'm going to put this down. And I find sometimes when I am forgetful and I don't use my silicone sheet that I get adhesive stuck on here. And as all I do is take a little bit of rubbing alcohol and clean it up, and it removes the adhesive spit spot, and it's all shiny and clean and smooth and nice. So you saw I just glued the designer series paper onto the flap with stamp and seal, and then I'm using the envelope flap just to help me remove the excess designer series paper. And then I get this beautiful sympathy card. I love it. Now, before I put this away, I want to show you something with that die. So have all of these pretty papers. I just want to show you. We have the Meandering Meadows 6x6 pack of paper. Look at what happens when you put that tree die on here and you have that beautiful background. The back side of these papers are spectacular for skies as well. And there's several of them in here. And then the other thing I wanted to show you is I chose this really light, soft seafoam. But in the Hello Irresistible pack, there are the more bold prints as well. And these are just like seriously stunning behind those trees with the white and then the different greens and the more bold. And then on the back side, they're that I call it mottled. I guess I don't really know what it is, blurred, blended. But look at if you did this, like what a beautiful background. And depending upon where you move it, it can look like a sunrise or a sunset with the different colors. So give it a try. Go out there and yeah, I'm hoping that you can buy them someday too. Go out there and look through your designer series papers. There's lots of papers that work really well with um, the aspen tree dies. And like I said, this is retiring. So if this is something that you think you would like to have in your stamping arsenal, now is the time. There we have it. That is episode 300. And what did I say? 389. 398. That's it. 98. We've got two more before episode 400. So give me your ideas, like what we can do special for episode 400. I've been thinking about it, but I haven't quite nailed it down yet. All right, you guys, I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful. I'm hoping to spend the afternoon, or most of the day, actually, outside. I have some rocks in my garden I need to move. Doesn't that sound fun? But it'll be a good job done. All right, so until next Saturday, bye for now.